we had our court hearing and they for sure were going to live with my mom, I was given an opportunity to pack some of their things. And so I was just going around the house and I had this big tub of things and I was putting like all their favorite outfits and their socks and their stuffed animals and things that would make them feel at home, and at the very last second, I sprayed my perfume on their socks and on their stuffed animals because I was so afraid they were going to forget about me. And it made me, like, at the end of, like, putting everything in the box and sealing it up and then sitting it on my front porch for my brother to come pick up and take to them, it was that reality had hit me, like, this is real. They're not with you. I realized, like, I have to do something different than what I've been doing for the last 10 or 15 years. That's, I guess, how I stayed connected. I still have the stuffed animal. The day that we were moving back in with my mom, we were, like, living in this duplex thing, and the whole side of the wall was made of brick, and she drew a big heart across the whole wall, and it was like, welcome home, blah blah blah. And I was like, cool, like, finally. I guess that was kind of one of my favorites, and I guess you could say it's inspiring because I was like, she did it. Yeah, looking back, she did it. At the time I'm like, finally, my mom. I say we have a pretty close relationship. We talk every day, probably against her will. But one of my favorite things about my mom is she's always there for me, no matter what. She's very strong, and I admire that. I think the thing that I love the most about Rylee, other than the fact that she's hysterically funny, is that she's very resilient. And ever since I've been in recovery, she has been very solid and very supportive of me and shows up for things like this for me to let everybody know that, there is a chance of recovery no matter where a person starts. I think just like, I'm so proud of both of my daughters. They're great kids. They're very loving. Reese shows up for us kind of behind the scenes. She was part of when we were in Washington, D.C., she was on stage while Rylee and I were sharing. And Reese is our cheerleader kind of behind the scenes. She's not really interested in being on billboards or being in videos and stuff like that. She's a little shy, but I know she feels the same way and she supports me, in her own way. But I just want to say to you, thank you so much for always being brave and showing up for me, and for not judging me, and for forgiving me, and for just being the person that you are, and for always being solid for me. You're literally, you and your sister both are the reason that I get up every day and ask God to keep me sober. So I love you so much. They're there. Oh gosh. All right. The end.